Hi everybody and welcome once again to NJPW Extra. I'm Chris Charlton right here in the NJPW Event Center where Wrestling Dontaku is behind us, and we are now on the roads, the combined roads to Best of the Super Juniors in Japan and Capital Collision in the US, and of course the Forbidden Door that lays beyond. We've got lots to talk about and a great free match this week as Jay Lethal faces Jay White in a Battle of the Jays from Seattle. That's still to come, but first, let's look at what's happening around the world in New Japan Pro Wrestling this week. In Japan, we are coming off an unbelievable event in the Fukuoka PayPay Dome that was Wrestling Dontaku, a night full of curveballs and full of amazing action. Do not miss the archive in English on njpwworld.com right now. And we now turn the corner to Best of the Super Junior starting May 15th with every single event, every match and every moment live English ringside coverage on njpwworld.com. It is an unbelievable lineup. Head to njpw1972.com for all the information. Will it be a force from within New Japan Pro Wrestling or from outside? An established champion or a newcomer like Francesco Akira picking up the gold? We'll find out as we hurtle towards a thrilling June final in the Nippon Budokan. Meanwhile, just hours before Best of the Super Junior will kick off in Japan, the US and Washington DC will see Capital Collision. The last tickets are going fast for this tremendous event. Make sure you head to njpw1972.com and make sure you're there for huge matches that have been made official. We talked about Tomohiro Ishii and Eddie Kingston last week. This week, after a backstage confrontation in Chicago, the contracts have been signed and Minoru Suzuki will face Brody King in singles action in Washington, DC. Meanwhile, NJPW Strong this week saw the conclusion of Strong Style Evolved. The action started with a battle between the LA Dojo's two young lions as DKC faced Kevin Knight. The two tied up in singles contests heading into this matchup, and it was the DKC picking up the win after landing his crucifix driver and then an impressive submission to tap out Kevin Knight. For sure, DKC and Kevin Knight have many more contests in front of them, and the second match on Strong this week was between two men who are also very familiar, TJP and Mascara Dorada. Dorada making his return to NJPW competition after 6 years away, but did not miss a beat, landing the first big move of the match with a quebrada and a nice high cross before TJP caught a break with a drop kick, swatting Dorada out of midair. The Public Enemy would try and keep the Masked Man in place, working over his back with the Scorpion Deathlock and the Mutalok, forcing Dorada to go big to avoid going home. A runner over the ropes caught TJP by surprise, and although TJP would have his masked foe in severe danger, it was Dorada out of nowhere with the 3 count. Yet after the match, TJP would hand Mascara Dorada the ultimate humiliation by tearing off his mask and ensuring that this issue was far from over. In the main event of the evening, Ren Narita would be put to the test by Jay Lethal, and it was a test that Narita rose to admirably, denying the figure 4 and the lethal injection on multiple attempts from the veteran. Scouting Lethal's offense very well, Narita would counter the Hail to the King elbow as well and landed a half hatch for 2, but the former Ring of Honor champion would find the lethal combination and landed the Hail to the King before a figure 4. Narita would counter the lethal injection into a Cobra twist and roll up for a near fall, but just as the LA Dojo transplant thought he could get the win with an O'Connor roll, he was countered into the lethal injection for a 3 count, but there is no doubt that Narita has earned the respect of Jay Lethal and many more as his learning excursion continues. So a fantastic week of action around the world this week in New Japan Pro Wrestling, including a great episode of Strong, and fans of Strong have a special treat this coming week as Saturday night we'll see a special double episode with action from Texas and Hollywood as well. Don't miss that, and don't miss your chance to watch NJPW Strong live the day after Capital Collision, May 14th in Washington, May 15th sees NJPW Strong and Collision tapings in Philadelphia's 2300 Arena, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Dickinson. So much to look forward to from that incredible event. Plus, we're back in the Vermont Hollywood, June the 19th, for Ignition. Tickets just went on sale for what is going to be an unmissable live event just 1 week before AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling go to war at Forbidden Door. So let's take you to some action to watch right now. It is from Seattle, and as the US of J Open Challenge continued, he was confronted by another J. It's Jay White versus Jay Lethal, with Alex Kozlov and Ian Riccoboni calling the action. Let's head to ringside.
And Jay Lethal was the victor.
Absolutely. I remember that well. I called that match. I believe, someone can correct me wrong, I think it was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I am stunned that we're seeing it here in Seattle, Washington. And Jay White very quickly saying, this is my yard. Both of these men were champions. Jay Lethal, the Ring of Honor World Champion. Jay White, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. When the two companies went into G1 Supercard, when you would see that poster, when you see that banner where both men were well over 15 feet tall, you thought, wow, that would be a great match. Especially considering the growth Jay White had since the last time they fought each other.
No, right now we see this is a different Jay White than before, right? Than the last time that they faced off. This is a dream match right now, and we get to see it right now.
Amazing, right here on New Japan Strong. This is why you want to tune in week after week. Our main event this week, our main event next week, the conclusion of the New Beginning USA Tour, the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, Filthy Tom Lawler against Taylor Rust. We'll hit that once and we'll divert all of our attention like it deserves on this bout here.
Wow, a really tight collar and elbow tie-up, really battling for dominant position here. And it looks like Jay Lethal is able to push Jay White in the corner, but Jay using that momentum, turning Jay Lethal around.
I'll say this, I'm interested to see as the shoulder to the midsection connects. We've seen Jay White in Impact. We've seen him here in New Japan Strong. I'm curious, I'm wondering if Lethal has a little bit of an advantage. He's wrestled a few more matches lately. He's been in the ring with higher caliber opponents lately. I think that might play into his favor as White has taken, I don't want to say a reduced schedule, but he's been taking the matches and signing the matches that New Japan has been putting in front of him, and that's at no fault of his own.
No doubt about it. And how about the fact that Jay Lethal has been active for so long? I mean,
well, the fans chanting "Let's go Jay," which I'm not sure particularly which one they mean.
I would take a wild guess as Jay White. That's why they're all here.
Well, I was thinking Jay Lethal.
I mean, nobody thought that Jay Lethal was gonna be here.
That's
what a surprise.
Fair point. Fair point. Que sorpresa.
Look, I mean, nice Spanish.
Thank you.
This is 9 years versus 20 years of experience of Jay Lethal. I mean,
but both men have fought in some of the biggest matches in their respective companies' histories. Like we said, Lethal just getting started with AEW.
That's vintage Lethal right there. Hip toss, cartwheel dropkick.
Loves that combination, and he loves this as well.
Oh.
Springboard dropkick sends Jay White to the outside. And it would not surprise me if Lethal has White in the crosshairs. And look at it get a little bit dangerous here in Seattle.
Oh. Well, you know, look, the enforcer, Hikuleo, he's not getting involved in this match. Clearly,
he's not not at all. Not at all, right? He just prevented Lethal from connecting on White. This time, Lethal does deliver.
Lethal should stay in a ring where the action should take place.
Lethal now follows White in, hooking the inside leg, gets a 1 count there. And look at White retreating. White likes to take the match at his own pace. That's one of his hallmarks, is one of his signatures. He likes to make sure the match is, at the pace he desires. Can't blame him for that.
Wait a minute.
Now Lethal has him up. It's White. White connecting with a boot to the midsection.
Oh.
DDT plants Lethal.
Look, Jay White has
5 minutes gone by. 5 minutes.
he's known for his talent for being able to play out in his head all the different ways in which a match can play out with his opponents when he knows who his opponent is.
Right.
I mean, he's known as this chess master, but he's facing against somebody like a Jay Lethal who's been at the top of his game for so long.
I would agree to that, and of course, Jay Lethal being able to see so much of Jay White over the years. He saw the building blocks take shape on Excursion with Ring of Honor. Oh! And it's Lethal now, Irish whip. White into the corner, nobody home, it's White. Now, standing switch from White, countered into a front face lock, and now it's White. Back elbow misses, plants him with a back suplex.
Look, in this match, when these two haven't had a chance to prepare for each other, you know, this match is going to be based on a lot of intuition. They're going to have to trust their instincts on this one.
Lethal holding that neck over the years. That has been a pain point for Lethal.
Look, it's almost like he was like thinking of going for, you know, the Blade Runner, but almost changing his mind. He wants to punish Jay Lethal.
Right to the back of the neck, that pituitary gland. That was a target for Jonathan Gresham back at Final Battle. Over the years, it's been a target by Jay Briscoe to hurt that neck. And it's
holding on to that ankle.
Yeah, and looking for a DDT here instead, caught. Looking for one of his own again. And White desperately trying to fight into the DDT, but it's Lethal fighting out of it.
Took a backdrop on that one.
Lethal trying to get back to his feet here, he does, but White is up as well. Now it's Lethal ducking under. Clothesline plants Jay White.
That was a stiff lariat.
Jay Lethal still feeling the effects on the neck right now. As Jay White on the outside. Jay White back to the apron, forearm connects on White.
It's almost like he expected Jay White to get up on that apron, knocked him back down. Is determined to fly once more. Where's Hikuleo?
Oh! Well, there's Jay White. Crashing into the barricade thanks to Jay Lethal. And it's Lethal sending Jay White in. Now climbing second rope on the outside all the way to the top. Lethal looking for Hail to the King. Caught, blocked, but it's Lethal with the ankle.
Wait a minute.
Inside cradle, 2. Misses with the right. Lethal combination, no. Transitions into a torture rack.
An old school maneuver that puts so much pressure around the rib cage. Oh my God!
With a new school twist, plants him into the center of the ring. And now Lethal going up to the top once more. Hail to the King! Plants it on Jay White, this could be it. 2, just a 2 count there.
Well, Lethal able to come up with a sequence of high impact offense here, dominating this match at this point. I mean, this is where he wants Jay White to be. I mean, he's in a good spot right now. He's got to be feeling confident.
Front face lock here. White is almost dead weight as he's able to drop to a knee. Lowering the center of gravity, preventing the suplex. And no one can quite get the advantage here.
Both men looking for the same thing.
Whoa, 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 wait a minute.
Wait, what strength?
Oh, up and over. Jay White, Jay Lethal, back elbow, off the ropes.
Oh!
Oh, caught. Complete shot, plants Lethal. Page out of the Playmakers book there. Waist lock here, and it's White.
Wow.
Oh, planting Lethal.
Well, that must have taken a lot of energy to pick him up off the ground like
10
that.
minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
And both men are down. Our main event resets, of course, fans. Next week, New Japan Strong. Open weight championship. Tom Lawler defends against Taylor Rust. But right now, the USFJ Open Challenge. Jay Lethal on your left, Jay White on your right, charging in.
Oh!
Delivers, big running European uppercut. Front face lock here, up, oh! Twists him down, hooks the leg, cover, two, and two count there. And the neck continues to be an issue here for Jay Lethal. Alex, how do you continue to fight when you know there's such a clear bullseye on an injured body part?
I mean, it's definitely a predicament.
And you see Lethal just trying to power out of it at this point. Shots to the midsection.
This will be this is an important one for Jay to avenge. The loss that he had to Jay Lethal at Ring of Honor.
Oh, pump kick there. Comes through with an enziguri, and now it's Jay White rattled to the outside.
It's one of those things, you know, when you are hurt, when you're injured, you just have to suck it up. You have to just stick to your game plan, be very smart and meticulous. Don't make any mistakes and try to avoid high-risk maneuvers if you can.
And it's funny you mentioned that because normally Jay Lethal would dive to the outside. Normally Jay Lethal would attack and continue to attack. With that neck hurting, he leads with the neck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like he's got an earpiece. He's almost like listening to you, Alex.
Well, I didn't mean to help him out here because, you know, I think that it would be important for Jay White to get back that victory because, you know.
Oh, wait a minute! Woo. Looking for Blade Runner, doesn't get it.
It's close.
Jay Lethal now into the corner.
You know, of course, like fans speculate, you know. I mean, these are two of the greatest in the business today. You know, Jay Lethal had the win, had the victory at Ring of Honor in 2017 over Jay White. You know, there's always been this dispute speculation, who's better? And we get to see it today.
Especially when they both walked into a sold-out Madison Square Garden G1 Supercard, both their respective champions. Fans said at the time what a match that would have been. And we are seeing, and Lethal's knee having some trouble here.
That's not a good sign.
Referee Jeremy Marcus giving him some space. Jay White obliging uncharacteristically. And now going in on the attack.
Oh!
Lethal with a chop here. Oh, but he's going right after it. And Lethal fighting for his life at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
More of a sense of urgency on some of those shots.
Beautiful. You see, this is a bad spot that Lethal is in. You know, with a guy, an opportunistic guy like Jay White. He's like a snake.
He put his
didn't mean
hands.
to do that.
Oh, he did. What? Of course he did. Of course he did.
Why is Jeremy getting in the way? Give him at least 5 seconds. Give him 4 seconds. Count to 4. You got till 4 in the corner.
He's protecting Lethal, whose neck is rattled, the knee rocked.
It's real simple. Do you give up? No. It doesn't have to take any longer than that. Like Jeremy doesn't need to convince Jeremy does not need to convince Jay Lethal to quit. It's not his job.
Well, Jay White in the corner just stalking snake-like, like you mentioned, on Jay Lethal.
He's relentless. When he sees weakness, he's...
Oh, God. Oh.
If that knee was injured, I mean, it could be beyond repairable after this.
The knee in big time trouble at this point. That takes away a lot of Jay Lethal's offense, including the lethal combination, the lethal injection.
There's not much you can do if you can't move on your feet.
The knee and the neck rattled as Jay White just smiles. Just smiles as he stalks Lethal. A super kick.
How was he? I mean, that was a desperation super kick.
Chris Adams style planting.
Wow.
Driving through, but that might have been the only thing he had left in that knee. That might be the only, that might have been his last shot to try and put down Jay White.
For sure. I mean, how he was even able to execute that.
And Lethal trying to will White to his feet, looking for the lethal injection. That's his finishing move. Countered. And it's White. Oh, inside leg pick into the figure four. Figure four.
No.
Jay White's in big time trouble here.
And he's in the middle of that ring, and he's not quite close enough to be able to reach to that rope behind him.
And Jeremy Marcus in perfect position to ask Jay White if he can continue here in our main event.
And the thing about this maneuver is that whichever direction that Jay White tries to move, that puts pressure on one side of the knee or the other. This is a very dangerous. He just pulled him back even more.
Certainly did. Now writhing in pain.
Jay White needs to unhook Jay Lethal's left leg, which is what he's using to apply more pressure on that figure four.
Two.
Oh!
He might get him to give up here. He might pin him before he gets him to submit.
No!
And look at Lethal.
No, no, no.
Just wrenching it in.
This is a moment when Jay White is, oh wow, miraculously somehow. He was able to get that rope break, but that came at a cost.
It certainly did. Jay Lethal still in trouble, that knee, that neck still in trouble. He may have got it closer to even by getting that knee of Jay White damaged.
Well, yeah, no, Jay White's leg is screwed up too right now. I mean, this is a matchup of guts right now. There's no brains here. It's all about guts here. Who's got more guts? Oh!
Open hand, the chop connects. But it's Lethal. Wow! Piercing the chest.
Oh! Oh, man. God.
And a hobbled Lethal. Struggling to maintain a vertical base, connects across the chest.
What a swing.
Look at the sly smile, though, that snake-like smile of Jay White.
Well, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking. Jay White was trying to be cunning, asking for a shot to the face. But Lethal, very smart, very experienced, went for that injured knee.
Great move by Lethal, unforced error by White.
Look at that. Now both men beaten and battered.
Forearm connects across the jaw of Lethal in our main event. Lethal returns volley.
Oh.
And Lethal and White exchanging forearms here.
Two of the best in the world going at it, throwing everything. Oh!
Oh, cutter! Cutter!
Hey, that wasn't the name of the game here. Come on now.
If you have an opening, you take it. And the door is open for the lethal injection. Lethal, and nobody home. That knee buckled, it planted the wrong way. Oh, Blade Runner countered. Blade Runner counter, stacks him up. Two, just a 2 count there. 2 count there for Lethal. Lethal back to his feet first. Oh,
go for it again.
Blade Runner countered again by Lethal. Stacks him up, 1, 2.
Oh!
Wow. Lethal, and chop block. Chop block. Takes out the knee. Oh!
Dropped him on his already compromised neck.
Cobra clutch suplex. Oh, God! And Lethal in trouble. The crowd giving their approval to both athletes, and it's time
He got it.
to walk with the Switchblade. Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3.
All right. Well, look.
What an encounter.
Your winner by pinfall at 20 minutes and 7 seconds, Switchblade Jay White.
We didn't know who was going to walk out that aisle or cross those curtains. But it was a man who was game, a man at the caliber of Jay White. And Jay White now has avenged one of the ghosts of his past, one of the few men that defeated him.
Your winner, Switchblade Jay White.
And the US of J Open Challenge. Another man down, Alex. And I gotta wonder, he's had success against Christopher Daniels, and now Jay Lethal. Does he dare try and make it 3 for 3?
That's a good question. I mean, he is the King Switch. You know, I realize we don't see a championship around his waist. Unfortunately, he lost that to Ishii. But he does not need a championship. He is a breathing, talking, walking championship himself.
What a match, what a week, and plenty to come next week. We hope you'll join us next week right here on NJPW Extra for all the news and more great free action. Until then, go kigenyo, sayonara.